Hey everyone, it's Dean DaCosta Search 30, and today is going to be the first in a series of videos about the OSINT search grid. OSINT as in open source intelligence, search grid as in just basically a methodology behind using OSINT to get the information you want. It'll be acronym OSG for quite a while through this. So here's an example of what I mean. Whenever you're starting a search, and keep in mind, though this could be used for any kind of search looking for anything, we're going to keep this specific to recruiting and sourcing and stuff. So, and business intelligence. So, whenever you start a search, you always tend to have some information, whether it's you have a job description, you got a specific person you want, a specific skill or whatever. Sometimes, though, you have very limited information. So I'm going to give an example of what I mean. I was asked to find a particular person, and the only information I had was the company, and the first name started with S. The company was a 100,000 plus person company, and it was a female. That didn't help a whole lot, as you can imagine. So what I did is I followed particular methodology based on the fact that I had limited information, which is the if you have information not already specified, we utilize the limited. And we're going to go through all of these. Long story short, the whole methodology is about getting info together to create a complete picture. So what I did was get the company, get all the people's first name start with S, look at the hiring manager, look at the group he's in and what the group does. That helped narrow down what kind of position this person might be in. And then I just went ahead and looked at all the people that's first name start with S that couldn't even be close. And that narrowed it down to where I only had a few. And then it was just a matter of looking each one up and getting more information, looking more information about the people, and it narrowed it down to the person I needed. But that's very limited information. I mean, let's get real. An initial and a company, that's all they gave me. The rest I had to figure out on my own. But that's an example, and I use this exact methodology to do it, and I use this exact methodology in almost everything I do when it comes to finding information about people, candidates, companies. So let's go through this. You have these are just examples. You have their name. You would start with the name OSG. You have their username here. Boom, 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 boom. You get the giant idea. The idea is what you're doing is putting together this thing down here. This is a chart. You've seen them in all the FBI shows and everything, to where they put all the information they have. They put lines, and the idea is wherever all those lines intersect, it's usually what they're looking for. It's the same process, and it even says all of that right here. Now, you can collect this data just by copying and pasting, just by scraping whatever and putting into a folder if you'd like. There's a tool called Zotero, which is an information gathering tool that you can use that will pretty much, if you're searching for something on the web and you want to add the picture, it'll do it. If you want to add the website, it'll do it. If you want to add the words on the page, it'll do it. And it'll put it all in a nice, pretty little package for you. So, and that's Zotero. I'm not going to be showing that. We're just going to go through this, and we're actually going to start at the very beginning. So we're going to shrink this because that's the overall thing, and we're going to look at this. This is the types of information that you can be looking for, and keep in mind this is also the limited info OSG. It's both together. So types of data: name, first name, middle name, obviously, last name, initials, username, nicknames, all that can be relevant to you. I mean, even if you only have their initials, well, there's only going to be so many people, Dean DaCosta, DD, that's a sourcing person that works where I work. I mean, any piece of info you got can help narrow down the possible targets or the possible people you look for smaller. And that's the idea, is to go start from whatever and narrow it down smaller, smaller, smaller. Other info: emails, work email, personal emails, temporary emails. Believe it or not, some people have temp emails. It's interesting. They use them because they don't want to get contacted a lot and they don't want to get all these dumb spams. But a lot of times they forget to get rid of them once they got them, and that's your way, because they still some information they have to provide. Voter records, political contributions. Believe it or not, that's important, because both will tell you what company they work for. Both will tell you where they live. And both of those things are important pieces of info. Media, pictures, videos. Why are they important? Well, obviously any kind of media. Pictures. I mean, if you can find a picture of them, no matter who it's with, it doesn't matter. You can then do a picture search or a facial recognition search and find more info about them. Education, high school, college, any certifications, those are important. Now, why? Getting them means though they got their master's degree at FS, this college. Well, that probably means that on there somewhere is some information about them, alumni, whatever. It lets you estimate their age. Certifications, again, most certifications have a certificating body, and that certificating body probably has a list of everybody that's got it, and then you can figure out more information. The certification itself may be a clue. I mean, if they got a certification in Linux, the odds are pretty good they're working for a Linux company, because I doubt they'd be working for a Windows company. Although I could be wrong. You never know. Okay. Military information. Military ranks. MOS is military occupational specialty, basically their job. Training that they did, the services, wherever they may have served, Army, Navy, Air Force, and locations, operations they were in, like Operation whatever they're calling them. Like in my case, it was Desert Storm. All that information can be useful because there are ways to find who did that. There's only going to be so many people that are named Dean who was in the Army who did this. There's only going to be one if you get the right information. Phones, cell numbers, area codes, voicemails, work numbers, all of that's good. Voicemails can come in handy. Location, area codes, longitude, latitude, zip codes, GPS, geolocation tags, all that stuff. Work, company title, email, phone, for work related. Organizational, association, professional, and personal that they're into. I once had to find contact information of somebody and I couldn't figure it out, but I found a picture of them with their daughter, softball, and it said coach. So I thought, okay, and I knew where it was, so I just looked for it because I used to play ball, and my son used to play ball. I know out there somebody's a roster, somewhere's a roster, and sure enough, found the roster, found him, found his phone number, found the email. Still worked, even though it was old. Example. Profiles, bios, directories. Now I put them there because you might find a resume, you might just find a profile, you might find a bio, but you might find them listed in a directory, like the directory of pediatric nurses or something. And then patents, inventions. Usually if someone has a patent, they've done an invention, 99% of the time they're going to be listed 99.9 on the patent, and usually a way to contact them and other people that might be involved. And then lastly, you have all the different types of documents. It'll be resumes, it'll be white papers, books, court documents. Maybe they got in trouble, or maybe they got divorced, or whatever. Property deeds, driver's license, professional license, passport, thesis, dissertation, resume, which we have there. All those. Everything can help paint a good picture. Now, to get this data, you have to know where to look and how to look. And you got to understand that each thing might interact with each other. So what we're going to do in the next video is we're going to actually start going into the different OSGs, one by one, so I can explain to you how they work and how you put this nice picture together to do what you're doing. Executive recruiters probably know this because they kind of have to do this, get all this different information together and then make it all nice and pretty. But they get information from everywhere. But regular recruiters might not. But this is what we're doing. So this is basically video one of the OSG, OSINT search grid. And this is not just the OSG itself, but this is the limited info OSG, which means these are the places you'll look if you have limited information. Each one of these boxes will lead you into one of the other OSGs to do this. So it's a complete system here, one by one though. So that's it. My name is Dean DaCosta of the Search Authority. May the source be with you.